Hey.
Oh, we're live.
I was wondering what look you were going to give in the thumbnail, considering you didn't see this movie and I did.
I went for contemplative because I'm like, I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
I know it has a lot to do with Matt Damon on a trike or a small bicycle.
No, that's Jigsaw, dude. We're not talking about that movie yet.
You know, I get them confused pretty easily.
So when Matt Damon turned out to be the new Jigsaw, man, I got trailered out on Suburbicon. It was a trailer that for the first couple times I saw it, I was like really, really into it. And I still thought the movie would be good, but every movie I went to for like 2 months had it in front of it, and I got such trailer burnout on it.
Yeah, I fucking hate when that happens because then it's like you feel like you've seen it so many fucking times that like you get to that point where it's like I wish I could just watch it to get it the fuck over with.
Yeah, just so I can just not see the trailer anymore. Like, I'm sure the movie will be fine. It's co-written by the Coen brothers. It's directed by Clooney. He's done more really good movies than ones I didn't like.
But when you start counting it down, you're like, God, I've seen this on every movie for the past 3 weeks, and it's still 2 months away. Like, oh, fuck.
So because I had such trailer burnout on the movie, I was actually glad that a lot of stuff plays out way differently than the trailer for it suggests. There's even like whole plots that like aren't even in the trailer for this movie. The movie is okay, it's taking place in the 1950s in 50s nuclear family postcard suburbia. You've seen movies like this before where
So it takes place in Pleasantville after they get color.
Yeah, one thing I was thinking about in this movie was like, this would actually be a lot more effective if it was in black and white. But it,
It'll be on the Blu-ray. That seems to be the new thing. Put out your movie in
Yeah.
black and white on a Blu-ray.
It's such a weird opening that I almost expected a twist in this would be like either it's in the present or in the future, or it'll zoom out and just all the world is suburbia now. It doesn't ever do
they're
anything.
actually in a dome.
Yeah, like honestly, I was sort of, from the way the movie opened, I was almost kind of expecting that a little.
And I wasn't
It
even
doesn't.
at this movie, but even just from like the trailer, like that's kind of the feel that I got. Like watching the trailer, it's like this is 1950s, but this feels like super fake 1950s.
Yeah,
Like this is like some weird like Buddy Holly, Leave It to Beaver version of like The Village.
right. Yeah,
It felt like the like, oh, this will have a twist, and it's that like this is just like some weird little like bottle experiment where they're trying to see like, it's like, well, how would the Cold War have gone a different way?
it doesn't ever do that.
Or,
It
like,
just is in the 50s.
It's all happening like in Russia. Like this is how the Americans will react.
That would have been really, really cool.
And timely in a way.
But the kind of movie this is, you've seen it before, where it's this like picturesque nuclear family, but there's like darkness underneath like the bright suburban neighborhood. Even if it's something that is in the 50s or in the present but is 50s-ish, whether it's like Blue Velvet.
I was gonna say Blue Velvet.
Yeah. Or Parents. And things. It's one of those. It's one of those movies, or like Edward Scissorhands, you know, something like that, and
a movie that takes place sometime.
Yeah. So the plot of it has, and if I'm not going to spoil everything about this movie. What I'm going to say here, you find out in the opening moments of the movie. It's not like this is any kind of reveal. The plot is that there's a break-in at Matt Damon's house. He lives with his son, his wife, who's Julianne Moore, and his wife's twin sister, who's also Julianne Moore. And there's a break-in. They take him hostage. They steal their money, and then they chloroform them. But then his wife dies, and what you find out early on in the movie is that it's kind of this plan he's been doing. Matt Damon is not the good guy in this movie. And again, this is revealed at the beginning of the movie.
Well, and even from the trailer, like it kind of seems like he is directly the cause of all of his problems.
But in a way that's not like oh, he's trying, the trailer makes it look like he's trying to do the right thing, but then one thing leads to another, then leads to another, leads to another.
But it kind of makes it look like
It's
he's
not that.
trying to, like, make amends for it. But, I mean, still after he took, like, 5 large from a loan shark.
Oh, no, he's straight up, like, a sociopath in this movie. He's really fun in the film. It's really cool seeing him play this kind of part, because he plays it low-key as fuck, but sinister, and it's cool. But there's a couple of things about this movie. One, I mentioned Parents earlier. This movie is a lot like Parents. Do you remember that movie?
Vaguely.
Dude, it's an underrated fucking gem. Like, it's, it's the movie with Randy Quaid and Mary Beth Hurt, where it's in the 50s, and again, very, like, Rockwell-looking town and things like that, but the movie's from the point of view of a little kid who suspects that his two parents are cannibals. It's this really dark, comic, almost David Lynch-esque kind of movie.
Yeah.
It's such a cool movie, and this is a lot like that, because this movie is also from the point of view of their kid who is shy and doesn't talk much like the kid from Parents, and he is suspecting that that his parents in this movie are up to no good. In this movie's case, it's like crime and cover up and all that, and in Parents it was cannibalism. It's a lot like that. This movie isn't as good. I don't like this movie as much as I did Parents, but I did enjoy this movie. I thought it was entertaining, but the movie doesn't have a lot of focus in a couple of aspects, because there's 2 sets of 2 writers on this movie. There's the Coen brothers, and then there's Clooney and his guy. And you can kind of tell when you're watching it, because from everything that I just told you, would you ever expect that there is a huge subplot in this movie about integration?
No.
Like, it is seriously like 2 different movies are happening in this film. There's the Matt Damon stuff, and then there's a plot line about a black family who is the first black family to move into this town, and things going insane because, like, there goes the neighborhood and things like that. And it gets crazy, like, they're all like, they're kicking them out of grocery stores. The family's just keeping to themselves and trying to ignore everything, but there's like rioting going on around them to try to get them out of town, and like the neighbors are building up fences around them, and it's like I sort of see what they're doing here, where it's like everyone is so worried about this family right here because of racial tensions that
not paying attention to all this wacky, like, actual, like, crime shit happening because it's a white family.
So you'll have scenes where there are just bodies in a room, and Matt Damon will say, like, by the way, I don't want you hanging out with that black kid. Like, I sort of see what they're doing here. I get the idea behind it, but it does feel like there's 2 different things that have clashed in this movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works. Like, when it doesn't work, it's because we're following the Matt Damon stuff, and then suddenly we're following the black family again. It does feel like another movie is taken over. When it does work is when you can hear stuff from that plot line going on in the background. Like, you know the Oscar Isaac scene from the trailer where he says something snarky and then he sips his coffee?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can hear all of because the black family lives either next door or across the street from Matt Damon, like, I can't remember. So when scenes like that are going on with Matt Damon's plot, you can hear all of the ruckus outside from, like, the neighborhood trying
Meanwhile,
to force...
there's a race riot across the street.
It's so odd. It's like, it gets to the point where it's like you're watching a climax of, like, a Hitchcock thriller that's in the middle of an alt-right rally taking place outside. Like, in those scenes, it kind of worked, because, like, Oscar Isaac would look out the window and goes, oh, seems like a headache out there. Anyway.
Glad we're in here saying vaguely threatening things to each other.
It's one of those movies where you can, if you've seen the trailer as many times as I have, you can tell where it's going because of certain shots from the trailer. like okay, I know what's gonna happen here because I remember this shot from the trailer. I know how this person's gonna die because of this shot from the trailer. So I kind of knew how a lot of this was gonna end for certain characters, but I had a good time with the movie. It was entertaining. It was. I've seen this done better. Like, even like, man, the Coen brothers probably took like a day to write this because it's a husband it's Fargo if it's the 50s mixed in with like a quirky comedy version of Detroit. Like,
because that was my main criticism of Detroit. Like, yeah, but if this could have more like odd feeling yucks in it.
You've seen this type of thing before from the Coen brothers. Not maybe so much the race thing, but definitely like, oh, the seedy husband in this murder plot and all of that. And like, you've seen that and it's been done better. I've seen this kind of 50s, like having fun with darkness underneath that. I've seen that done better many times before, but it wasn't bad. Like, I paid like $5 to go see this and I got my money's worth on it. In terms of Clooney movies, it's not as great as like Confessions of a Dangerous Mind or Good Night and Good Luck, but it's a lot better than Monuments Men. If it's something that you're curious about seeing, you'll probably get your money's worth with it. Like, I would say it's worth a matinee screening. It's weird and quirky, and it's fun seeing Matt Damon in this kind of role.
It kind of sounds like it's one of those like if you've seen like all the other Coen movies, like it's a Coen movie.
It does,
or at least half of one.
Yeah, it does feel like another set of writers came in and added this kind of race plot to it. That I'm not gonna lie. That was. It was just really, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. It just seems like that plot is from the Clooney set of writers, and the murder plot is from the Coen brothers, and it's just
it's got a lot of stuff to say, just doesn't know when to say it.
But ironically, those plots do work when they're integrated.
There's the true moral.
This is for a Halloween costume, by the way. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is... that's really all I got to say about this movie. It's fine. It was entertaining.
Bunch of people saying hi.
We're gonna talk about Jigsaw, but I'm going to, because I don't want this video and the Jigsaw one to be the same video, so I'm actually gonna end this stream right now. But we're gonna come back here in a few minutes and talk about Jigsaw. Or if you're watching this later on, just click on the video right next to it.
It'll be real obvious. It'll be the one where we're also wearing these clothes.
Yes. All right, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes.